Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. So let's continue with our discussion on process costing, and we are doing one of the most important topics of process costing. Before we continue, I would ask all of you, if you have not subscribed to the channel, to subscribe to it and press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications related to the important content that we are uploading. See, we are uploading the whole lectures free of cost. So what we are expecting is just that you people share with maximum people, subscribe to the channel, and if you are getting some sort of benefit, do hit the like button on the videos. That act as the motivation for us that we should keep providing. Otherwise we feel like that we are just wasting our time, right? So this much we at least we can expect from you people. And all those who want the handbooks, the extra benefit of the handbooks, because we are doing a lot of things from the handbooks, they can get it from our website, that is www.ksjteaching.org, right? And the soft copy is available from our Android mobile app, so you can download the links. All the links are given in the video description. You must check the video description, okay? So all the links are given there. Okay, so now coming back to the topic, we have been discussing about the process costing, and in process costing we started with one of the most important topics, very important topic, that is work in progress, in the last lecture. If you are expecting a question in the examination from process costing, 99% chances we will be getting a question from WIP, right? Only 1% chance I can say, or 95% or 5% we can do. 95% chances are you will be getting a question from WIP, and 5% chances are you will be getting a question from the preparation of process accounts, which we have already done. Okay. So in the WIP, we have what we discussed. As I told you that WIP we are going to study from three angles. Basically three things we are going to study in the WIP. The first is statement of equivalent production. Second is statement of cost per equivalent unit. And the third is valuation of FG and WIP. Okay. So the first thing we have discussed in the last lecture, let's quickly go through it once, that what is my equivalent production. Equivalent production means depending upon the degree of completion, right? Depending upon the degree of completion, we'll say how many equivalent units we have completed on which there is an expenditure related to material, labor and overheads. For the finished output, 100% of material, labor, overheads have been incurred. And for the equivalent units, that means those units are still in the process of production, those are in WIP, those units are not yet completed. For them, this overhead expenditure might not be 100%, it may be 50-50 and 50. Now in this case, I discussed with you that in case the degree of completion is given in the question, take as it is given in the question, and if it is not given in the question, you have to take it this way. For material it will be 100%, and for labor and overheads it will be 50%. Why it is so, that also I have told you in the last lecture, right? That whole of raw material is input at the beginning of the process. That is why 100% of the cost is taken for material and 50% is taken for labor and overheads. Okay. Now we discussed about this statement also, right? I've shown you this statement also. Statement of equivalent production, how to prepare it. These are the columns. This is the way in which you will be preparing the statement of equivalent production, right? Input, particulars, output, then material. In material you will make two columns. One is for the percentage. Percentage shows the degree of completion, right? If you talk about this percentage column, this shows basically nothing but the degree of completion. Degree of completion, right? Now what you have to remember is that this input column and this output column should tally, right? If you are inputting 10,000 units, that means your output should also be 10,000 units. Now in this case what we have taken, 8,000 is the finished goods and 2,000 is the WIP, that is still in process. On the finished goods, 100% of the material has been input, cost has been incurred. That means on 8,000 units we have incurred the material cost. Similarly, 100% of the labor cost has been incurred. That means on 8,000 units we have incurred the labor cost, and similarly for the overheads, right? On closing WIP, what we are assuming is that 100% material cost has been incurred. That is, on 2000 units, we have incurred the material cost, but the labor and overhead cost has been incurred only to the tune of 50%. That means equivalent units are 1000. That is 50% of 2000 units, right? So this is 50% of 2000 units. Now, in the last lecture, I also told you that you can take this labor and overhead cost together as the conversion cost, in which case you can take this as the conversion cost, combined conversion cost, only if the degree of completion for labor and overheads is same, right? This is what I discussed here. Same degree of completion for labor and overheads and different degree of completion for labor and overheads. Clear, sir? Any doubts in this part? I hope this is clear. I have done the quick revision so that we are able to build the linkages forward, right? Now, the next part is what we are going to discuss is about the statement of cost per equivalent unit, right? So that means we are going to prepare another statement known as statement of cost per equivalent unit. How to prepare this statement? Till now, whatever we have done, we have discussed only and only about the number of units, isn't it? We say that material cost has been incurred on this many units, labor cost has been incurred on these many units, overhead cost has been incurred on these many units. So whatever we are dealing with, we are dealing everything in the units only. And what we are saying, listen to carefully what I am saying. I am saying material cost has been incurred on these many units, right? I am using the word cost. That means there will be some value which has been incurred. But sir, we are not talking about that value till now. We are not talking about this value till now. You are saying that material cost has been incurred on these many units, but what is the value of those costs? You have identified on how many units the cost has been incurred, sir, but where is the cost? This is what we have to deal with in this statement of cost per equivalent unit, right? Here we'll write particulars, then total cost, then I'll write here equivalent units, then cost per equivalent unit, right? Now, see, when we are talking about the statement of cost, I told you that there are only three elements of cost that we have to talk about, that is material, labor and overheads, right? That means in this statement also we are going to talk about only those elements. So I'll write those elements. One is material, second is labor, and the third element is overheads. So when we are going to talk about statement of cost per equivalent unit, we are going to talk about these three elements only. The first element is material, second is labor, and third one is overheads. Now, what about the total cost, sir? You are saying the cost has been incurred on these many units. What about the cost? This cost will be given to you in the question, that what cost has been incurred on those units, right? So if I talk about this total cost, this will be given to you in question. Thank God, sir. Nothing to worry about it. No calculations required, because this cost will be given to you in the question. So nothing to worry about it. Here I'll suppose it. Let's say the material cost is incurred is 20,000 rupees, right? So this is in rupees basically. And say labor cost is 9,000 and overheads is 9,000. Now you have to tell me the equivalent units. What is equivalent units? Sir, equivalent units you will get from statement first, that is statement of equivalent production, that is on how many units this 20,000 material cost has been incurred. Can you tell me? From this statement, can you tell me on how many units this cost, this material cost has been incurred? Sir, material cost has been incurred on 10,000 units. Any doubts? 8,000 for the finished goods and 2,000 for the closing WIP, right? So material cost has been incurred on how many units? It has been incurred on 10,000 units. Right? Now, what about the labor and overhead costs, sir? Can you tell me the number of units on which the labor cost has been incurred and the number of units on which the overhead cost has been incurred? Can you tell me that? Sir, labor and overhead cost has been incurred on 9,000 units. These are my equivalent units based on the degree of completion of WIP, right? So what I will write here is, I will write 9,000 for labor and 9,000 for overheads. Any doubt in this thing? Right? Next thing is the cost per equivalent unit. Cost per equivalent unit. What will be the cost per equivalent unit, sir? Total cost divided by the equivalent unit. So how you will calculate is total cost divided by equivalent units. So can you tell me for the material? Sir, it will be 2 rupees. For labor 1 rupee, for overheads 1 rupee. So the total cost incurred will be 2 plus 1 3 plus 1 4 rupees. This is my total cost for one unit. Which unit? One equivalent unit. So this is my statement of cost per equivalent unit. This is the second step in the process of WIP question. The first step in any question, sir, any question of WIP that you get, we'll be discussing about the FIFO method, weighted average method, all those methods we are going to discuss, but these basic steps are going to remain the same. To you take up any question of WIP, your basic steps are going to remain the same. Right? Okay, tell me any doubt if you have up till this point. Statement of equivalent production is clear that how many units, on how many units we have done the expenditure, we have calculated the number of units based on the degree of completion, right? For finished goods, the degree of completion will always be 100%. Obviously, sir, the whole of the cost has been incurred. That is why they have been converted to finished goods. For closing WIP, the degree of completion will either be given in the question, or if it is not given in the question, you have to assume it as 100-50-50. 100 for material, 50 for labor, and 50 for overheads. Right? If you check my books, I have given as 50 for conversion cost. That is simple, sir. Right? Conversion cost is what? The sum total of labor cost and overheads, nothing else. Clear? So this is my statement of cost per equivalent unit. Any doubts in this point? So that means we are done with this second part. That is statement of cost per equivalent unit. Now this part, value of FG and WIP. Now he says that you have calculated the cost per unit. Now tell me the cost for the number of completed units, that is FG, that is 8,000, and the cost for this WIP, total cost for this WIP and units, that is 2,000 units and 8,000 units. You have to tell the cost for that. Okay, let's see that. So a third step is valuation of, third step that we have to do is, that is valuation of FG and WIP. Right? Now let's first talk about the finished goods. Sir, on these finished goods, three types of cost have been incurred. Agreeable, sir. Sir, what are those three types of cost? One is material cost. Then we have labor cost, and then we have overhead cost. Can you tell me, sir, on how many units these costs have been incurred? On how many units these costs have been incurred? Sir, on 8,000 units. 8,000 unit and 8,000 units. Any doubt? Any doubt about it? Clear? What is the cost per unit? What is the cost per unit? You have just calculated the cost per unit, that is 211. So I can write it as 8,000 into 2 multiplied by 1 and multiplied by 1. This is the number of units This is my units. This is the cost per unit. Right? This is cost per unit multiplied by the total number of units on which that cost has been incurred. So I can write it as the total cost as 16,000, 8,000 and 8,000. Any doubts in this thing? Any doubts in this thing? So the total cost is 32,000. Clear? This is the total value of the finished goods. Total cost incurred on the finished goods. Total value of the finished goods. Clear? Alternative presentation. Or if you want to save time in the examination, how can you write it? Listen to it very carefully. If you want to save time in the examination for the finished goods, simply what you can write is finished goods is equal to 8,000 multiplied by the total cost that has been incurred, that is 4 rupees. Because this has been incurred, this has been incurred, this has been incurred on the same number of units, that is 8,000, right? So what you can do is multiplied by 4 is equal to 32,000. Simple. Converting 4 lines into just 1 line. Right? Both presentations are correct. If we talk from the examination point of view, you can write it in the detailed form as we have written first, or you can write it in the summary form as we have written in the or alternative presentation. Right? Both are absolutely correct. No doubt about it. Right? Now, coming to the closing WIP, sir. Coming to the closing work in progress, let's see. Now we are going to talk about the closing WIP. Again, on the closing WIP, 3 types of costs have been incurred. One is material cost, then we have labor cost, and then we have overhead cost. Right? So first you need to tell me on how many units you have incurred the cost. See, now which column you are going to check? We are talking about only and only this closing WIP part. Right? So can you tell me on how many units the material cost has been incurred on WIP? On 2,000 units. Any doubt? So I'll write 2,000 here. I'll write 2,000 here. Now, can you tell me on how many units the labor cost has been incurred? On how many units the labor cost has been incurred? It has been incurred on 1,000 units. Similarly, on how many units the overhead cost has been incurred? This has been incurred on 1,000 units. Right? We are talking about the closing WIP only. Be careful. Do not take these values here. Do not take the total values. No, we are talking about the individual items now. When we are talking about the closing WIP, that means the number of units we have to take will be 2 for the closing WIP. So in the valuation, how many units we are going to write? We are going to write 1,000 units here and we are going to write 1,000 units here. Right? Now, can you tell me the cost per unit? Cost per unit for material is 2 rupees, for labor is 1 and for overheads is 1. So can you tell me the total cost incurred? 4,000, 1,000 and 1,000. So the total cost is 6,000. Any doubts? Sir, any other alternative way or any shortcut of doing it? No, there is no shortcut in doing this. Why? Because the cost incurred is for different units. Material cost is incurred for 2,000 units. Labor and overhead cost has been incurred for 1,000 units. That is why there is no alternative, right? I'll write it here, no alternative way. Right? You have to do it this way only. Clear? Any doubts in this thing now? So this is basically a complete question of WIP. It seems like it is a very huge question. Sir, this is just the basic question. There are a lot of adjustments that we'll be getting related to normal loss, related to abnormal loss. So this is just a basic question that we are discussing as of now. Just the basic question. Can you imagine? Sir, but it is one of the simplest ones, I can say. If you have understood the concept now, then it is one of the simplest things to do. And I can say if you are able to understand the concept, then this is like a bonus question. This process costing is like a bonus question, sir. You can score 10 out of 10 easily out of it if you do not commit the silly mistakes, calculation mistakes. Okay, one thing from silly mistakes I've got to know. I have been checking papers, these test papers I have been conducting from the last few years, and I have always seen that lot of you commit the calculation mistakes, silly mistakes, because of which you are losing on the marks, right? For that, what you people have to do is do written practice of questions. Whatever you are doing here, after that you have to practice the questions from the study mat. You have to practice the questions from you can practice from our handbooks, that is the KSJ and handbooks. You can practice from somewhere else also, wherever you want to, right? But you have to practice, you have to do the written practice of questions. That is important. Practice doesn't mean that you have to just read the question and go through the solution and you say, oh it's done. No, in the examination you will not remember anything if you are reading the question and solution. You will remember only that thing for which you have written, right? Just see the question, do not see the solution, and write the solution on your own. That is the best thing. Okay. Now this is a full-fledged part of WIP. We have covered all the three parts now, right? I have covered this part now, value of FG and WIP. Clear? With this, the basic part of WIP is covered. Now what we are going to do in the next lecture, we'll continue in the next lecture now, right? In the next lecture, what we'll talk about is, we'll talk about abnormal loss. This is done, right? In the next lecture, we'll talk something about normal loss. Not something, sir. We will talk about the treatment of normal loss, that how this normal loss is to be treated in this statement of equivalent production, in this statement of cost per equivalent unit, and in the valuation of FG and WIP, how all these treatments are to be done. Now, in this question, before we end this lecture, in this question, if you are asked to prepare the process account, if you are asked to prepare the process account, sir, what will be what it will look like? Sir, very simple, sir. On this side you will take all the cost, that is to material cost, right? Here you will write to labor cost, right? And here you will write to overhead cost, say 20,000, right? Then you have 9,000 and 9,000, isn't it? You will write it like that or no, right? So total is 38,000. On the other side, you will write closing WIP by closing WIP, that is 6,000, and by finished goods, how much? 32,000. Total 38,000. So this is how your process account will be prepared, and many a times whenever you are getting a question on statement of equivalent production, they will ask you about the process account, that prepare the process account in the end. That means you will be required to do all these steps. You will be required to prepare the statement of equivalent production, then you will be required to prepare the statement of cost per equivalent unit, then you will be required to do this valuation of FG and WIP, then you will be required to prepare the process account. Sir, it seems to be a very lengthy part, but it will not take more than 15-20 minutes, right? If it is a 10 marks question, they can definitely ask you about the process account. That is why I have told you that this is how the process account will look like, right? The format will be as we have discussed in the previous lectures. The format will remain that only, sir, right? Units, rate, amount, units, rate, amount, right? This is the shortcut format that I have told you, that on the left side we will be taking all the cost, right? And on the right side, what you will be taking is value of closing WIP and FG. Very simple, sir. Any doubts? Clear? So this is how the question on WIP is to be done. Now in the next lecture, as I told you, we'll be discussing about the normal loss, right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.